And lots of my questions have been answered, which is great. And I actually had to get up and go really fast to go see about my daughter. So I think my daughter is probably the question I should ask about. She is the love of my life and the greatest teacher that I've had. I have a tendency to, I've been divorced, although I don't call it that. I've been on my own for 9 years. And it's been delightful, and I've been able to orchestrate.
Before you go further, we want to play with you just a little bit. It's not possible for you to be on your own.
Good.
Because you have all of this source energy that is with you all the time. And we have to say to you that people on their own usually access that source energy better than people that are squabbling in relationships.
And interesting that you say that.
We thought it was.
I find myself surrounded by people who challenge me in probably good ways. My daughter, for one, she's an excellent teacher. I call her a mom sharpener. She's 13. She's fabulous. And she does not yet understand my delight and gratitude for Abraham information. And not many of the people in my life seem to also, so I tend to go underground with a lot of stuff, hide it, find out when it's safe to talk about it, and then I have one best friend who, thank God for her, and I know that I can change that after hearing today.
What is it about Abraham that the world is, or your friends, or those that you are worried about are not ready for? Do you think it is that they're not ready to know that they are the creator of their own reality? Do you think it is that they're not ready to know that the basis of life is freedom and that joy is their objective? Do you think it is that they're not ready to know that they are free to create anything that they want? Do you think it is that they're not ready to accept the power that they possess? Do you think that they're not willing to know how blessed they are and how worthy they are? Do you think they're not ready for the adventure of what they were born to be?
I think they look at me and say, parts of your life are great, parts of your life are not together. What kind of example am I of Abraham? As a matter of fact, this year...
Well, anybody who says that to you is in a disconnected state of being, and they couldn't hear what you were saying if every part of your life was perfect. In other words...
And I can hear that in me, too. I've been with Abraham for almost 13 years. It's been so great. And I hit a point this year where I said, you know, maybe it'd be easier for me if I just gave it up. And then all these coincidences started happening. I said, okay, I get it.
Like
Yeah.
our friend said yesterday, it's too hard.
Right, exactly. And
What are the alternatives? That is the question that we would like you to ask yourself whenever you say, I think I'll give up on guiding my own life. We say, uh-oh, no one else can step in. When you say, well, at least I think I'm going to stop caring that I'm not guiding my life. And we say, well, that's a step that might feel good to you. I'm just going to stop caring that I'm not guiding my life. And we say, oh, good, now you're practicing the art of allowing.
good. I know that I've been trying to micromanage my life more than I want to. I have a tendency to, I want to be in the background and a shining star. So those are two things that kind of collide. I tend to be a very outgoing person in groups, and people think I'm just this outgoing person, but I'm really very reclusive, which is an unusual combination.
Well, you know what is happening with you? You care far too much about what anybody else thinks about you.
I do.
In other words, and you're not alone in that. A lot of people have been accustomed to people looking at you and having a response to what they're seeing. But the thing that is so distorted about that, as they're looking at you, their response is not because of what you are. Their response is because of who they are looking at you. So you've been getting their readings all wrong. When somebody looks at you and appreciates you, what you want to say back to them is, you are a very connected being, and I love the fact that you are in this state of connection and that you are flooding your connection all over me. If somebody looks at you and does not like what they see, you want to think, maybe not say, the reason that you cannot see my beauty is because you are not in vibrational alignment with the beauty that is me. And I'm not going to take this personally, because this isn't about me, this is about you.
Right. Right.
Yes.
And so I have drawn into my life some really interesting things for very short periods of time, and I would like to lengthen them. I love to sing, I love to dance. And my range, the way I believe my range is not very broad, so I thought, okay, I'll create the music that I can sing to. And very quickly I brought in a partner. I like the idea of partners. I like to play with people. And I brought in this darling partner. He was half of a gay couple. His name was Kelly. He's an angel. He made me feel like he was the luckiest man on earth to be singing with me. And I found out at his funeral that there were hundreds of us, lucky ones, to sing with him. And he was such a gift, and he had AIDS, and he would come over to my house to pivot. I was his pivot. It was great. He'd come over to my house, he'd bring his music, we'd sing harmonies together, and then he'd go home. And one day he was too sick. He couldn't come over, so I said, okay, well, we'll work on the phone. I'll call you. I'll start writing some music. He goes, just work on your stuff. And I've been saying to all these people, I'm a songwriter, and I've never written any songs, but I've been saying that. So I figured, okay, and that day I sat at the table and I wrote out a song. I called him and I said, Kelly, listen. And he goes, oh, that's a good one. Go on back to write some more. I wrote 6 songs that day, and I had read Paul McCartney's book about how he and John every day would get together. They had 3 days a week they were scheduled to meet, and every day it was a given. They were going to write a song together, and every day they wrote a song. And I'm thinking, I can do that. And this was my partner that I did it with. And when he passed away, it's not fun for me right now.
Well, that's because you, like so many, are still believing in the separation of death. The inspiration that he will offer you once you get over missing him so much will be far beyond anything you experienced while he was physically focused. In other words, he's in a place now. You see, when someone makes their transition, let us explain something to you. When someone makes their transition into non-physical, they do not lose their ability to perceive that which you are. And so they can see you as you are. They know what you are doing. They can hear the song that you are singing. And so if you will allow it, once you get over the discomfort of the passing or the missing or the losing of your friend, you will be able to continue the interaction, and many songs will flow through you.
So drawing in the kind of partner that I would like, I would really love to fall in love with a man who, I'm fascinated with couples like Jerry and Esther. I have examples of seeing them all around me.
But here's the thing. You're too tender and too sensitive and too much in pain to begin that process right now. Let the passing of your friend soften and reestablish your connection with this singing partner. And then from that joyful connection, then continue your interest in attracting a physical partner. In other words, sort of one thing at a time. get a sense of what we're talking about? We always say, start with something easy. And that right now for you is not easy. It's like one day, and we'll offer this to you softly, but we really want you to get the sense of it. A woman, a mother, was asking us about her son, and she really wanted her son to find a partner. She thought that he really needed it. And she said, will he find a partner soon? And we said, hopefully not. And she was shocked. Why would you not wish this for my son? And we said, because if he brings someone into his experience right now, she will be right where he is. Vibrationally, it must be. And then they'll just have to work it all out together, and it's harder under those conditions, from where it would be so much better if he could get into a place that's closer to what he's wanting to attract. And you are there relative to so many things, but relative to the subject of partnership, you're still in this place where you are feeling much more loss than you are anything else. And so you want to soothe that in your vibration first, and then begin the attraction process. And we're not talking about a lot of time. You saw us as we were interacting with many. You can move up that emotional scale in a matter of minutes if you will take the emotional journey. So the emotional journey for you is, I want to release my sadness about partners and replace it with a feeling of hopefulness. In other words, you at least want to get into that place of hopefulness, and your vibration is not there. And can you feel that when we say something like this to you, that we're not offering it to you as if we are slapping your hands, and yet this is the way you feel when you want so much to be in the perfect vibration to attract the perfect thing. And the message that we've been wanting to give all day, every day, is it doesn't matter where you are. Stop making such comparisons between where you are and where everybody else is. The only thing that matters is where you are in relationship with where you want to be. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.